Dick Van Dyke Show. Starring Dick Van Dyke. Rosemary, Maury Amsterdam, Larry Matthews, and Mary Tyler Moore.
Hello, Dick Van Dyke Show friends. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is KJ Ricardo. Today's episode is a look at my list of the top 5 Sally Rogers moments from season 3 of the Dick Van Dyke Show. I love Sally. She has some really memorable moments. So let's get started. Number 5 is the life and love of Joe Coogan. This episode primarily focuses on Laura and her past. Rob met Joe Coogan while he was playing golf. Joe Coogan is one of Laura's former beaux. So this episode focuses on Laura and her past with Joe Coogan. She kept all of his old love letters and sonnets he wrote for her. She's wondering, why did I keep these? And so she goes to the golf course and meets Joe Coogan. She finds out he became a priest. She invites him to dinner and she calls Rob. Rob decides to bring Sally over to be a potential date for Joe Coogan. When Sally arrives and sees who Joe Coogan is, he's a priest. It's a hilarious reaction from her. It's one of the best moments, and I love it so much. So here's a clip for you to enjoy.
I'll try to stop her before she gets in the door.
Would you?
Yeah, that's probably good. Yeah, well,
Hi.
Hi, Sally.
I'll say hello to you two later. Where's this tall, good-looking, charming priest you wanted me to...
Well, I'm the only priest here, so I guess it must be me.
Well, Sally, I'd like for you to meet Father Coogan, and Father Coogan, I'd like for you to meet Sally Rogers. She's very religious.
How do you do, Father?
Always nice to meet one of the flock.
Thank you.
Well, how about a little wine?
Yeah.
Wine?
Oh, Sally, can I take your coat? No! It's a little chilly in here. I'll keep it on. Yeah, Father?
I didn't know. Well, here we are. Nice, warm, friendly, warm wine.
How about a toast?
Oh, yeah, please do, Father.
To Laura and Rob. A long and happy life.
Oh,
Thank you.
And to Sally Rogers. May the next blind date Rob arranges for you be more, your type.
Oh, amen. I'll drink to it.
Number 4 is the pen is mightier than the mouth. This is a 2-parter episode, so that will be 4 and 3 on my list. But Sally has a guest star spot on this comedy show, the Stevie Parsons Show. She is hilarious. The segment where we actually get to see her performance is really great. It showcases her comedic talent so well. Here's a clip of this scene, so enjoy.
And here she is, the writer of the Alan Brady Show, Sally Rogers.
That's wonderful.
You know our announcer, Larry Taylor, don't you?
Oh, not as well as I'd like to.
Hey, can I take your coat?
Yeah, be careful, it's rented.
Listen, Sally, I hope I didn't keep you waiting too long.
You see that tree?
Yeah?
When I got here, it was a corsage.
Oh, come on, Sally. Listen, you haven't been waiting that long.
Well, the only time I can remember waiting longer was in a chapel in a wedding dress.
I thought you weren't married.
I'm not, but I like to sit in the chapel in a wedding dress. People think I got close enough to get stood up.
Come on, Sally. I can't understand an attractive girl like you having trouble with men.
Oh, I don't have any trouble with men. You see, I don't have any men to have trouble with. That's my trouble. Are you married?
Yes, he is married.
See, that's the story of my life. Every nice person I meet is either married or a girl.
Now, wait a minute. At the party the other night where I met you,
Yeah.
you were with a very nice boyfriend.
Well, Herman Glimsher, he's not my boyfriend.
Hell, he seemed very fond of you.
Yeah, he is. You see, he looks at me kind of a father image.
A father image?
He must, because every place we go, he brings his mother.
I didn't see her at the party.
Well, you were talking to her for about an hour and a half, about skin diving.
Well, I was talking to a little guy with a mustache.
That's her.
Sally, listen. Backstage, you were talking about how hard it is to find a husband. All kidding aside, would you really like to get married?
Would I like to get married? Do kangaroos like kumquats?
Well, I don't know.
Well, I don't know either. That's their problem. My problem is I want to get married.
Sally, you're one.
Oh, you did it. You did it. You saw it out there. He did it. He touched my ring finger. We're engaged.
Come on, that's not your ring finger.
Oh, well, at my stage of the game, everything's up for grabs.
If you found, a man that you liked, I bet you wouldn't give up your career, would you?
Bite your tongue. Bite your tongue. Don't you listen to him out there. Listen, if any of you out there have a lazy brother, an unemployed uncle, or a nutty nephew, you send them to me.
Okay, folks, you can mail those photos
What
to...
photos? Send them. The zip code number is 74398.
Oh, my gosh, Sally, I'm sorry, but we just run out of time.
Oh, wait a minute. I haven't finished zipping my code. 49.
Well, that's it, folks. Until tomorrow night.
Sally gains a lot of popularity from her appearance on the Stevie Parsons Show, so much that she is asked to be on the show every week. So she decides to leave the Alan Brady Show temporarily. And so this leads to number 3 on my list, my part-time wife. This is the second part of this episode where Sally is away. She's too busy, and so somebody has to fill in for her. Laura ends up filling in for Sally as the typist. Of course, it doesn't work out working with Rob. And eventually, at the end of the episode, Sally returns. She insulted Stevie Parsons. He now hates her. And so, of course, she comes back to the show, and the gang, they're all back together again. Number 2 is Uncle George. Another great episode. In this episode, Rob's Uncle George is visiting. He tells Rob that he wants to get married. He wants to settle down. He wants Rob to set him up with an older, mature woman. So Rob is thinking, what can we do? They all decide to eventually invite Herman Glimsher's mother over for dinner to potentially set her up with Uncle George. Herman is Sally's boyfriend on the show, but the best moment of this episode is when Uncle George doesn't really even pay attention to Herman's mother. No, he only has eyes for Sally, making this a very hilarious moment.
Have no fear, the fancy dessert man is here.
Uncle George, I'd like for you to meet all these people. This is Herman Glimsher and Mrs. Glimsher, and that's Sally Rogers.
Golden dog.
Hello, big silver bird.
Robbie boy, you made your uncle the happiest man in the world.
Rob!
But my number 1 pick is the Alan Brady Show Presents. I feature this episode a lot, and it's because I really like it. I think it's a great episode. It features pretty much everybody in the cast except for the helpers. Everyone is participating in this Christmas variety show, including Sally. She sings a solo, and it's so beautiful. Sally can sing, but really, Rosemary, she can sing. She was so talented, and this episode really showcases that. One of the many episodes that showcase her singing talents. So I have a clip of this, so enjoy.
S-Claus, North Pole. Dear Santa, I recall each Christmas when I was a child. Santa's gifts would make my little heart grow wild. But now that I'm a woman fully grown, there's just one gift I'd really love to own. Santa, send a fella into my life, someone who is shopping around for a wife. I would like to order something Cary Granty, but I'd even settle for a James Durante. Santa, send a fella, that's my request. As long as he's still breathing, he passes the test. Forget the fancy paper and the pretty bow. Just wind him up, Santa, and let him go. Now your answer may be, dear madam, it's better to give than to receive, and my reply will be, you're right, give me an Adam on Christmas Eve. I'll be waiting, Santa, don't let me down. There must be lots of bachelors all over town. If he's old or young or short or tall, he's my cup of tea. Santa, send the fella to me. If Mr. Cupid knows about my lack of affection, how come his arrows have such a lousy sense of direction? They say the army builds men. I wish they'd build one for me. Santa, send a fella to me.
And that's it. That's all I have for you this week. We are done with season 3. We'll be moving on to season 4 next week, which is kind of hard to believe, but here we are. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. I love Sally. She's one of my favorites. Let me know what your favorite moment is, and I'll be happy to read that. Thanks for watching. Next week, we'll be starting my season 4 content, so already get an idea of what your favorite episodes are, and stay tuned to next week. Thanks for watching, and remember to always laugh often.